Hey traders, Akil Stokes here. We're gonna make this a very quick Periscope. As you guys know, I'm taking a few days off just to hang with my kid and fulfill my father responsibilities with the wife out of town. But I finally got a chance. He's sleeping right now. Got a chance to go through Twitter, and I'm reading a tweet from one of my 12-week transformation alums, someone that graduated the course, and it said. Shot a message of his P&L and said, "Hey Akil, I'm starting to doubt my plan," and it's just great to see all of the response that came through from traders in our community, whether they're educators like Charles Miles or Jason Stapleton, or members of our live room community, or even 12-week transformation members as well. I just want to read a couple of them to you. Charles said, "Hey, remember what you got out at the beginning of the year in your overall testing. So if you start doubting your plan, this particular trader had a very hot start to the year. Don't forget about that. Remember, things even out. Just because you start off on fire, you can't expect to maintain that type of momentum for the rest of the year. Everything's going to even out and usually land where it should be landing. So if you started hot, expect it to even out. If you started cold, expect some hot streaks to come. You got to pay attention to that." Kenny, one of our live room members, actually works for a prop firm as well. He says, "Hey, I'm still in a drawdown too. It happens. Doesn't mean your plan is broke. You've been here before." And it's tough when you first start trading because you don't have this experience. But as you get better, as you go through more years of trading, you're going to get more used to the ebbs and flows. Drawdowns are going to become less scary because they are expected. They still don't feel good. Don't get me wrong. It's still tough to get through, but you have confidence that, hey, I'm in a rough patch right now. I will trade myself out of it. Jason Graystone says, of course it doesn't mean that your plan is broken. Drawdowns and losing streaks are always going to be harder than hot streaks. You just have to stick with it. And again, if you guys follow us, if you're part of our community over on Twitter, you can just see the amount of support coming out for this trader. Now, one thing I do want to read you before I let you go. I was going to put this in my weekend review video. I just didn't have time to record it. But it was a good quote. I was watching a video on Real Vision TV by David Floyd. He gave a good quote from Peter Brandt. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Peter Brandt is a fantastic trader, a trader I look up to. It's one of the best traders of our time, who I believe just retired. But he had I forgot his. I think he had like 36 out of the last 40 years profitable or something like that. Something crazy. Don't quote me on that. But he says this. He says, "The current markets, in my opinion, are neutral / hostile to classical charting principles. Current markets are volatile, false, and premature breakouts have increased in 2016 to date. And there's a lack of substantial patterns under construction. I have experienced this type of trading environment before many times. There are profits to be had in some markets, but there are also an oversupply of landmines." And we spoke about this earlier in the year about how it's been a weird type of year. We've seen massive amounts of movement followed by periods of when the market does nothing. And then massive amounts of movements and then nothing. And it's been a tricky year for trading. It's really making us earn our pips and understand that it is a tough year in the Forex market. It is difficult. If you're continuing to make profit, that is great. If you're around break even, guess what? That's not bad. You're better than the traders that are losing money. But you got to understand that the market conditions haven't been the best for us as trading, and it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a grind. Will it be a grind forever? No. Eventually you will get hot streaks. Eventually, you'll get more periods where you'll get cold streaks. And it's just tough, but just keep your mind on the plan. Always think long-term goals. Trading is a marathon. It's not about the first, 100 meters or 200 meters or even the first couple miles. It's about the big picture. And your job is to hold that consistent pace throughout the year. Now, if you're coming to the end of the year and your trading plan and your results still aren't what you expected them, that's when you go back to the drawing board and you start evaluating. You should be evaluating your plan throughout, but you start digging deep and saying, hey, okay, what can I take out? What can I adjust? What filters can I add? What filters can I remove? What changes can I make? What mistakes have I been making? You do all those adjustments throughout, but give it time. Give it time for your equity curve to show the real face, because you can't base, you can't base your how your trading year is going to be off of a couple weeks or a couple months. Everything changes. For you guys that were in our syndicate program last year, you saw how the summer went. And guess what? If you would have joined us just for the summer, we had about 20 something straight weeks where we refused to make new equity highs, meaning that our equity curve just went sideways, if not a little bit down. If you're someone that just started trading at that period, you're like, oh man, trading stinks, it's horrible, the plan doesn't work, and you're panicking. But what you guys didn't see was the 40% return before the summer came. And what you didn't see was in September, where the 20% return came from September to December. Right? So you can't just base it off that small period. Look at the big picture and give yourself time. Lastly, if you find yourself in a mindset that isn't good for your trading, take some time off. There's two things you can do. I guess one, you can reduce position size. Put yourself in a situation where the monetary value of a losing trade doesn't affect you emotionally. So trade a small amount where you're still trading, but you're getting less emotional about those trades. Or just take some time off. Say, hey, you know what? I'm out of it. I know I'm going to make a mistake. I know I'm going to mess up. Let's take a week off from trading to refresh and come back in with a fresh perspective. So, Rick, I'm here for you as always as your trading coach. Once a mentor, always a mentor. Just wanted to give you guys this quick Periscope. I'm going to go see if the little guy's up and enjoy kind of my time away from the markets. I'm still swing trading. I'm with Jason Graystone. I know you're on here. Pound dollar. Let's see if we can get all the way down there. It was a pleasant surprise to check my charts a few hours ago and see that I was filled and that the market had rallied down. So that's, hopefully we can get all the way, and that will extend on a very, very good week we're having here in the syndicate. So until next time, guys, plan your trade your plan. Hopefully these words will marinate with you for a little bit, and I'll see many of you guys next week. All right, take care.